Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's a beautiful Sunday. It's episode 110, and you know we got the goods. This is the West Coast POPcast, hosted by me, hosted by Zach, the main man, hosted by Knock. Zach, how you doing?
Eric, cut the shit. Let's get the best wrestling program out there going right now.
Knock, how about you?
The final boss is here, man. It's another week, another great episode of Impact Wrestling, and your boy has a trivia. Tune in for the real main event this episode when Zach brings part 2 of TNA Impact Wrestling trivia.
I forgot I was supposed to skip this week. Anyway.
You can't skip no weeks, man. We get too much backlash when you skip.
We've got some good stuff going on. We got an eventful week to talk about. We got the Impact trivia, like Knock mentioned. And, of course, we've got promo school. But for right now, let's just jump straight into the weekly review. Zach, I keep telling myself every week, I'll join you on a 3-hour train, but I hate that show. So it's all you this week.
It's all me taking the train for 3 hours. I'm just going to skim right through this because we got a lot to talk about. But Liv joined Finn and AJ to Sweeten. And let's just play a quick game. Who got new music this week?
Sonya.
I know Alexa Bliss. Was that this week or?
Yeah, that's it.
I actually really like
sucks.
It's actually an upgrade.
Oh,
I don't think so because it's a mix between her characters, and I just want one or the other.
okay. Yeah, I agree. I wanted to just be one or the other.
Eric, here
I'll
for
listen to
sure.
it again,
There's
you're
some
usually
lyrics
right
there,
about
man. I'm not gonna let Zach downplay this one. It was a banger.
Okay. At some point, maybe when you're doing your TNA trivia, I'll listen to it on the side. You know?
Okay. Last thing I want to say with everything that went on, you could tell while watching this 3-hour show, they were scrambling for at least an hour and a half. Backstage stuff was a little bit longer. The replays, which are way too long to begin with, over 20 minutes per episode, 20 minutes of a 3-hour show are replays. Those were longer this week. And you could tell, we'll talk about the Sasha and Naomi stuff in another segment, but you could just tell that affected the whole show. And yeah, they deserved it. That's fine.
Yeah. Real quick, just a quick shout out to everyone who did jump in the chat already. Amazing tribe. Thank you for joining. Noob and Co. Always great to see you. Carnage Rage, keeping us up to date with Samoa Joe and New Japan. Oh wow, Knock, you actually might like this. Samoa Joe's doing New Japan LA Dojo.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not.
There's a lot of guys from actually they had the LA Dojo at the AEW Dark tapings. So that's kind of cool they're crossing over.
Nice. All right.
My boy Carnage Rage. Shout out to Carnage Rage, man. You and your New Japan. I respect you knowing your knowledge, man. Good stuff.
True that. You, Datilla, always count on you for that news and rumors. Prime time, thank you for the shout out. I was hoping to get the hair noticed. But otherwise, I think we're good to go on to NXT.
I think so.
Wanna go watch
I mean,
NXT?
shout out to Lashley and almost having a nice match. Almost supposed to put Lashley through the ring. I'm glad they chose not to do that. Instead, he threw him out the cage. Lashley got the victory, even though he got kind of beat up. But my boy Bobby Lashley is still the guy.
Yeah, number one babyface, according to reports.
Yep.
All right. I think you asked Zach.
That's over Cody, by the way.
That is over Cody, which is shocking to me. But what was I saying? Yeah, I didn't watch NXT. I think that's what you asked Zach earlier.
Yeah, just seen and watched it.
No, I didn't watch it. I keep watching old black and gold NXT footage, and I find it hard to go back to 2.0.
There is something I do got to say about 2.0. So 2.0, I think her name was Thea Hale. So she's wrestling this week and then graduating college. I think she's graduating high school, I mean, this weekend. She signed NXT 2.0 and just graduated this weekend from high school.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's good for her.
I think her and some other girl, they had a match in NXT Level Up. Believe me, I see the news. And she wrestled her and another girl. It was the youngest match in WWE history. It was 18 versus 19.
Oh wow, that's risky. That's pretty. I'll let you. I want to look that
Yeah,
up.
I mean,
that goes.
yeah.
I hope they do online college or something because like it worked out for Angelo Dawkins because he was in WWE since he was like 18, but
Yeah, he came out young too.
Parker Bordeaux it's not working out. So don't get screwed.
Right.
Anything
All right.
else? Sorry, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, just she should get a communications degree like I did. So worth the debt. Let's see here. More of a push for Solo. Lash beat Paxley to advance. Roxy beat Kiana James to advance. And the show really closed with Santos and Tony D. I'm really digging this feud.
They're doing it very well, man. It's the highlight of NXT 2.0 for me.
Yeah, I think that. Santos is 5-star wrestler, so he should be the main event.
Yep.
Do you think he gets called
And
up?
otherwise, the last thing, God, I hope not. I honestly hope not.
I'm sorry, we're having a lag thing issue, so we're sorry, everyone. But go ahead, Zach.
I was gonna say I hope not. Money wise, I hope he gets paid, but like he's just gonna get screwed over on the main roster.
Gotcha. Sorry. So you were gonna say something before that? Before I asked the question.
Just lastly, Indy Hartwell is going for Mandy's title next.
Okay.
She deserves her singles push, man. She had a huge year last year with the way, and I think it's just time for her to like step up and be a contender for a title.
You think she takes it, or is it just
not the first go around. Maybe if they do a rematch down the line, I think she deserves it, but I don't think they'll take it off Mandy just yet.
Okay. Yeah. It's been what, 250 something days, I think, for Mandy?
Maybe 30 days at this point.
It's been a minute. All right. Anything else from NXT? I'm just speeding us through the weekly because I really want to talk about Sasha and another discussion later on.
That's it with NXT, and Knock, you can totally take over Dynamite.
Yeah, I think 2.0 was there's something on that was last week, but yeah, 2.0 was cool. We're going to AEW.
Yep, AEW.
Dynamite is here. Dynamite. Did you guys watch my boy Eddie Kingston? No? Nobody?
No, nope.
The highlight, Mr. Eddie Kingston. Now I'm just playing. Samoa Joe took on the Joker, Johnny Elite, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact. I mean, damn. John Morrison. How many Johns? And you sign up for a free trial and change your email. I thought it was a solid match. I thought, obviously you can tell they haven't worked together, but two former TNA superstars locking in the ring was great to see.
Yeah, two former WWE stars locking that. That was a really good match. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, two former TNA world champions, man. One company saw the greatness in John Morrison, and the other one neglected him.
Yeah, two TNA monkeys couldn't make it in the big leagues.
That's Samoa Joe's face.
Yeah, I mean that's a cool card. That's a great match. I did see my boy Sean Spears beating somebody big. What, Big Damo? Was that his name again?
Oh yeah, Big Damo. That was on Rampage. He took
okay.
on Big Damo, former Killian Dane. It was an okay show. It was good to see him. I was talking to WrestleManiac on Twitter about this because he thought, like, why waste Damo in this kind of a glorified squash? You could have used a local talent. And I see his point too. What I said was what AEW tries to do is, like, right before they will not use Sean Spears for months. Right before he's supposed to have like a kind of big match, they'll try to build him up. So Damo was a name that they can say, oh, we'll build him up before Wardlow. We all know Wardlow's going to send Sean Spears to the Shadow Realm, so it doesn't really work. But I see what they were going for with that.
This was a one-off for Damo, right? He's not signed.
It's a one-off. That's what it looks like. Maybe he'll come back at some other point, but I mean, I think he's with COIN or something.
I hope not. But he's too.
I hope not.
But I mean, I don't think it's a waste. I don't think it's a squash to waste like that. He gets to be on TV, and it's a good showing. I don't know. I think I'm fine with that. That's what you do when you have outside wrestlers. You invite them to be a pin and have a good showing.
This was an amazing episode. I was talking to Zach, man. We did a review for this one. I was like, I'm gonna be sounding like Simon Miller, man, because damn. You can check out a review on West Coast POPcast. Check out our channel. But Dr. Britt Baker defeated Maki Ito, the second Joker for the women's, Kyle O'Reilly, and Ray Phoenix. when you think of that match, nothing short of a banger. If they give him 5 stars, give it to him. Give him all the stars. This match, their styles mesh so well. Kyle got the victory, but Ray looked like a $1,000,000. Who was the other match tonight? Zach, who's
Hangman versus Konosuke.
Yes. This dude, the Cinnabon eating, knee flying, top rope jumping, Konosuke Takeshita. This guy is amazing. He's quickly becoming one of my favorites. I think I said on a review, I think he could be the next Okada. This dude is muddy. The athleticism, the height, the size, the look. This dude is great. Check him out, man.
Okay, that's a big endorsement. Next Okada. 2
bangers. He had 2 great matches. Jay Lethal last week, and then his match with Hangman this week. This dude's been killing it.
Okay.
Yes.
Then,
really impressive.
Well, here's a question for you guys. From Carnage Rage, who do you have winning this Wednesday and going on to face Adam Cole at DON? Samoa Joe or Kyle O'Reilly?
I'm going with Joe for sure. I mean, Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole on pay-per-view, you can't ask for anything more. But I think you got to go with Joe. And they had a storyline in NXT building. You finally get a payoff here in AEW.
Yeah.
I agree.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, I agree, because with Joe, you have 2 outs. You got the heel in the All Elite faction, or the Undisputed Elite, and then you also have Tony Khan's ROH faction with Jay Lethal and Singh.
Ooh, that's a good point.
You got 2 outs.
True.
How would you feel if they have, like, some shenanigans, if you will, going on in the first ever Owen Hart Cup final?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't think I would like that.
You would think the first one, you got to have someone win clean. But the way they're building this, like you said, with the 2 different factions going after Joe, I can see him getting screwed.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be fine with it if it didn't interfere with the ending. Like, they can pop up during the match, but they can't. That can't be the finish.
If they keep working Joe's injury, I can see them doing that way. Because last week when Joe won, they attacked him right after and they made a lot of emphasis on them attacking his shoulder. So I can see them building that up more, which makes it kind of obvious booking, but we'll see how it plays out.
I think that.
Do you think Cole can afford to lose this one though?
No, because I think he's taking the belt off of Punk after Punk wins. I don't know if Punk's going to win it next weekend, but I think Punk's the next guy to take it. I think Cole's the one to take it off of him.
Okay, that'd be interesting. I don't know. I feel like Adam Cole is so good that he should be. If you're booking him properly, he could lose and still be cool. Yeah. But I don't know. I guess I don't know if AEW's booking has been my idea for Cole, but what I like about it. All right. Anything else from Dynamite you guys want to touch on?
That was pretty much it for me. I think again, they got to give Thunder Rosa more time to shine. I mean, damn, man. If you want to, there's a lot of talk been getting Sasha or Naomi to come over here. If you want to attract talent like this, man, you got to show something. Thunder Rosa, some dude put a compilation of how much time she's been on. So she won the title. She's been on TV for 11 minutes. Yeah. And most of that time she's been getting beat up.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's the answer's simple. Gail Kim doesn't wrestle anymore. Mickie James is wrestling and she's doing stuff for NWA. Just hire a woman to be in charge of the women's division, or hire a woman in general to be an executive. Just do something. There's so much you can do.
Yeah.
It's crazy that Gail Kim isn't an executive somewhere.
Hey, hold on.
Oh, if you say Impact,
she's been an executive at Impact for at least 5 years now.
That is not a place.
That is Gail Kim's home.
Gail Kim needs an upgrade. You can love your home, but if it's a 1-story shack and you got the money to move up, you gotta move up.
Oh man, I can't even. Deonna Purrazzo, Jordan Grace, Sasha Steele's Mickey James.
What's Gail Kim do? How much is she getting paid as executive? 2 hot dogs and 2 handshakes?
I have no idea how much she's getting paid. But the memories she's been providing for us will last a lifetime.
The memories? Well, who's the 5 people watching Impact? You, Carlos Catilla, Joe on Fridays. He's got nothing to do.
Oh, man.
Let me just hit up the chats really quick just to end on Dynamite here. Carnage says that depends on if Tony Khan will use Kenta to cost CM Punk the title this Sunday. I think that is the way to go, Carnage. I really hope they do. And Noob and Company, that promo from Serena Deeb is downright terrible. It was very choppy at best. I don't know what's going on with giving women not just time, but stuff backstage to improve on mic skills and doing stuff in front of the camera. We'll, talk about Chris Statlander there too, because that wasn't it.
They have to be more creative with the women. I mean, this was like typical cut and paste promo style they've done. What Serena was saying, I thought was some great stuff. I can think the content she was going with kind of might have affected how she delivered it. Because don't get me wrong, it could have been done better, but I'll give her credit for putting her stuff out there like that.
Do you guys think Kenta will do it? Think he'll interfere with the match?
They've been teasing it, man. CM Punk's been teasing it on commentary. Kenta and CM Punk going back and forth on Twitter. I think he's showing up. Especially Forbidden Door around the corner.
Yeah. Carnage has been talking about it so much. If it doesn't happen, I'm just be pissed off now. So thanks, Carnage.
All right. Let's jump over to SmackDown. Because like I said, we've got a whole lot of shit to talk about. We'll come back to Rampage if we need to. But what's going on SmackDown?
Nakamura faced Sammy. That was actually a good match. Gunther beat up Gulak again. Ricochet finally came out after sending him to get his ass kicked week after week to help him out. And then Raquel beat Shotzi. Nice showing of those women. We'll talk about what Cole said. And 2 big things here. One, the big letdown. Oh my God. Max Dupree made his debut.
Hold on. Eric, who do you think Max Dupree is?
I feel like I already know. I saw the news, but is it is that LA Knight? Did you tell us I was LA Knight?
Yeah,
that's right.
Max Dupree.
That's a terrible name. I was fine with LA Knight, even though I was like, okay.
LA Knight was terrible too, but he made me it grew up because of him.
Yeah.
Let me break this down for you. So he's in charge of it. Let me get if I fuck this up in the chats. Let me know. Maximum Male Models Agency. Ew. Eric, where in the world could you find most talent agencies?
I'm guessing not in WWE. Not traveling the world.
In LA.
Yeah.
It's sitting right there for them, and they fucked that up too.
Terrible. That's terrible. Oh, wow.
Right, and last thing to touch on, this was actually a huge fucking match. I loved it. RK Bro versus the Usos. They finally unified the titles. The Usos took it, rightfully so. I really, really like this match.
Okay. I'm surprised they pulled the trigger on it. I didn't think they would. I thought they would just kind of forget that they made that match. But okay, good on them for following through.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't end in a DQ. I just where do you go from here now, man? That's my only thing.
IC and US titles.
Each Uso has IC and US?
Yep.
It took me a while the other day to figure out who had the IC belt. I had to really think, man. I actually Googled it because I couldn't think of it. Yeah, Ricochet has it. I couldn't think of it.
Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky.
Man, I'm going to piggyback off of Primetime's idea and say Gunther should win it, but I want him to win it and change it to the European title. So that Drew McIntyre can eventually take it off of him because Drew wants the European title.
Gunther would be the perfect person to do that. I mean, Volta.
Yeah, exactly. He's Gunther take the title from you. Let's see.
I'll admit that name's growing on me too.
Gunther?
Yeah, a little bit.
I make fun of it it's never gonna grow on me. I'm never no. Volta is I know Jericho that's the worst name ever, but no. That had class. I loved it.
Yeah.
Max Dupree, since we're from Primetime, Max Dupree is a male model agent. Who should he be paired with? Who's his first male model client? I guess.
Bro, I have no idea.
They fired the 2 that should have been with him, but Tyler Breeze and Fandango. But go ruin someone else's career and put him in there.
What if they brought him back just for that? I actually would love that.
I'd love it.
I would pick those two. Maybe Pretty Deadly from NXT,
Oh yeah.
or I'd say maybe Cody Rhodes back in the day with his dashing Cody. But I mean, he could talk for himself. So I don't know where to go with this.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
I'll bet those Lotharios will join, and that'll be as big as it gets.
True. And Nubenko pointed out that we have to copyright the name because the sports team is named the LA Knights. Which sports team?
Oh, is it hockey?
Oh yeah.
The LA Kings, I think, is hockey.
Oh no, you're right. LA Kings is hockey, so I don't know the Knights.
Okay.
If it's not Overwatch, I don't know teams.
Yeah, that was SmackDown.
Nice. Was there anything else from Rampage that we missed that you guys want to go back to, or?
I think the main thing from Rampage.
Why? Yeah, you go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say that's where Big Damo did his thing. That's where they are just butchering the TNT title, and then the last thing was the Danielson getting stuck in the ring between the ring and the stage.
Yeah. Is that so? Do you guys...
House of Black, man. That stock's dropping.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I haven't watched wrestling in like I think 4 weeks now, so I've been so busy. But from what I remember,
don't admit that on the street, bro.
I keep up with it. I keep up. But from what I remember, yeah, House of Black wasn't doing anything but just vignettes. I wasn't like in love with it. So
yeah, the vignettes are cool, but it's time to see these guys wrestle more. I mean, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Like, come on, Buddy Matthews. I don't think he's had a singles match yet.
He hasn't.
Crazy. Best kept secrets being kept tighter in AEW.
Yeah, literally.
Oh man. Any other wrestling promotions that you guys have watched you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the greatness. I don't know where Attila is, but TNA Impact wrestled on Thursday. We saw some great stuff, man. My boy, not really my boy, because I don't really dig him right now, but Carl Anderson, he did his little, fake dodge, and Mike Bennett speared his wife, Maria. Mia Yim came back to the greatest show on earth.
She got fired.
Mia Yim returned to Impact Wrestling.
Oh, Jack on Bravo.
What happened?
No, you're good.
Teaming with Taya Valkyrie to take on Deonna Purrazzo. Who was it? It was Taya, Mia Yim, and Jordan Grace, who hit some stalling. Jordan Grace hit Goldberg's finisher better than he ever did in his life. So shout out to Jordan Grace, and shout out to Mia Yim for getting that victory over Deonna Purrazzo, Tasha Steelz, and who was it? Oh, somebody else. Someone help me out in the chat. The last thing I will want to say on Impact, though, was Masha Slamovich is going to take on Havoc in a crazy match.
Doc, I appreciate you taking the bullet and watching Impact for us.
It's not a bullet when you're watching the greatest show on earth.
Anyway, stick around for the Impact Trivia Challenge, I guess. And I think that is the week in review.
Let me just find one last thing. I did watch MLW. Enzo's mic skills are not what they used to be. He just has heat based on who he is, but boy, did his mic skills kind of drop. And otherwise, the Von Erich Speed 5150 in a bunkhouse brawl. And Eric, if you want to do it again, Battle Rights coming June 23rd. Killer Cross is going to be a part of it.
Okay, maybe we'll do it again.
Maybe it's a maybe, but people just try to watch MLW at least once in a while. It is a decent hour of wrestling. It is well produced. Give another company that's not run by billionaires some love.
Yeah,
it's free on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember that when we did watch it. I think you watched like the full version, and for some reason mine like had cuts in it, and I was still like, this is too long and too weird.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got Noob & Co. Let us know that the match between Mickie James and Natalia Markova on NWA Power is awesome. Future Queen of Wrestling against future first ballot Hall of Famer Mickie James. Match of the year in his book. We'll have to check that out.
Oh,
Markova
damn. Okay,
awesome.
I think that was the main event too.
Good.
Very nice. All right. Now let's head to news and rumors. I'm just gonna say the Sasha thing, put that at the end, and if you have anything about CM Punk, let's also put that at the end because those are two discussions I want to have. So Zach, you want to start us off with news and rumors?
All right, I'll run through these really quick. Miro is a new CBS show called East New York. I think he's just going to be a villain in one episode, the way it looks. His wife just made $20,000 very quickly in a way that doesn't, I don't know. I won't say it doesn't surprise me, but I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I'm not a big Lana fan outside of wrestling, so whatever. Parker Bordeaux got released apparently because WWE found something out. So we'll see what that is in later months. And the reason I really don't consider the Forbidden Door a thing, look at Mox. He's going to be in an upcoming GCW show. He's going to be at a Stranger Things pay-per-view fighting Speedball Mike. Forgot his last name. He's going to be at PWR's Cage of Horrors, tagging with Sami Callihan against Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. The Forbidden Door isn't a damn thing. It's just one company just didn't let people go back and forth. So whatever. It is what it is. We get good matches all over independent wrestling. And the last thing, Stephanie McMahon, she is, as Eric, you pointed out in the chat, she is stepping down from some of her duties, if not all of them. But according to Wade Keller, the implication is there are reasons, and he ends his quote saying indications, he has heard indications of things. So is what it is, read into what you will.
Okay.
Real quick, I just want to point out in the chat, Primetime Carnage Rage are talking about Sting, saying Kyle O'Reilly broke his leg with a knee drop on a chair. Do you guys know anything about that? Is he out, or is that?
I hope that's a work. I can't imagine him actually breaking his leg and that not like being all over the place.
Right.
At least I hope not.
I know he trademarked for a new name or whatever, copyright, whatever. I didn't get to see what it was.
Oh, it was just he trademarked the icon.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that was like a new nickname. Okay. Also, I just wanted to piggyback off of your Parker Bordeaux news that in addition to finding something out about him, this is I fucking hate wrestling journalism because it's not journalism, as I'm about to say. Dave Meltzer confirmed something that doesn't involve him. He confirmed that Parker Bordeaux was supposed to be in Judgment Day with Edge.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you can take that confirmation as much credibility as you can. It's just a rumor, but I guess the kid had future. He had stock. We'll never know what that thing is until he says that, I guess.
Yeah, that's really weird. The few things I had was Paige Van Zandt posting her training video with Gangrel. She had a few moves there, so we'll see if she finally gets into AEW and wrestles Ty Conti. Part one half of Proud and Powerful Santana is the first ever heavyweight champion. It's a new promotion in Puerto Rico. He's the first ever champion there. Mike Chioda was the ref. I don't know who he was facing though, but it's a nice win for him.
Mike Chioda.
Britt Baker returned to AEW. Huge surprise for them. Nice indie show. Chelsea Green was there. She confronted her. What's some other stuff? No, I'll say that for the Sasha thing. 6 years ago today, Cody Rhodes left WWE. Now the man is back and he's on top.
Very nice. Actually, he's number 2. Remember that.
Oh yeah, number 2 to my guy Bobby Lashley, the best face in all of pro wrestling.
A true WWE guy, if I ever seen one.
And to sprinkle a little more, a little more stuff out there, The Rock allegedly has no movie or TV commitments Q1 2023.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Allegedly, so
right.
It might be going down.
Could be using that time to focus on XFL. Right. And maybe
that's the thing too. XFL, I think that's when it goes into season.
Yeah.
Yep. Interesting though.
Yeah, it could happen. It's all on him. So let's see. I've got speaking of this time years ago, I want to say 4 days ago, 2 years ago, Shad Gaspard would pass, saving his son. Heroic act, which cannot. I mean, amazing human being, missed every day. We've got Wrestling Entertainment Series UK promotion put on by AOP. I would never have guessed AOP would be doing the promotion. That's crazy.
I didn't know they had.
Sorry, Doc. Would you say we cut off at the end? I think he might just cut out. We will get knocked back in a second. But the card for this match, the matches on this card, we've got Adam Shear, Titan going for the World Championship. We've got Lana and Nia Jax going against each other for the Women's World Championship. That's a weird championship match. We've got Dirty Dango versus, I want to say Killer Cross. I'm not too sure. Killer Cross? I don't know.
This is in the picture.
Yeah, just look at the picture. That's pretty much, it's made up a lot of ex-WWE wrestlers. Should be interesting show. I don't know how I feel about having Lana back in wrestling, but she's not going to be let off so easily if she decides to join indie wrestling. They will kill her if she watches and as hard as she did. And I just wanted to point out, so it's in the UK. Do you think that's a smart move? You think it's like, you think it's weird that it's not in the US? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's smart. Just look at it hasn't sold out, but that the WWE show, the Castle show, the whatever that is. I mean, it got a lot of buzz. And if they do a smaller show where they don't need to jack up prices for tickets, I mean, it's a hungry market.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's smart to go to UK, man. There's a huge fan base wrestling over there. Impact used to take advantage of it all the time. Used to do big shows over there, so smart for them to go over there.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what I was hoping to hear. Next up, we've got also in the chat, Carnage Rage. You are correct. That is Alistair Overeem. That is, I believe that's who Titan is fighting for the championship. So I think we can pretty much confirm after this pay-per-view, Titan is going to be a world champion. Nia Jax is going to be a world champion. It's a weird world.
You don't think they give it to Lana?
That would be such a weird. I would watch that match. If someone told me Lana beat Nia on the Indies, I'd have to watch that match. I need to know how that happened.
I'm surprised Killer Cross is on there.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Mojo's
and I think they're called. They're changing their name to Legion of Pain now, instead of Authors of Pain.
Legion is more than two people.
Oh man.
It'll be something. I don't know if I'll watch it. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Next up. So, Ric Flair is confirmed to come back to wrestle one more match. And for the longest time, everybody thought it was going to be Rick and FTR versus Rock and Roll Express and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. However, Ricky has come out and said that he's declining the match. Last minute,
they killed that noise.
He was considering it for a long time, but he came out and said that he wants his 2008 Backlash match with Jericho to be how fans remember him going out.
Damn.
Which, honestly, Jericho tells a story about it, it's actually a good run. They did a lot of house shows together. They had some fun doing it, and Ricky was the only legend in that handicap match at Mania who could actually go. So, I don't know how he could go like 12 years later, so maybe it's the right call.
He's still working with MLW, right?
Yeah, he was just there a few weeks ago too, and he looked great. He looks younger than me, but he knows his body, so good on him to just be chill.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, I know one member of the Rock and Roll Express can still go, still do like top rope moves, but in that match, there's really only FTR who has to carry that full match.
They could do but there's Ricky. I think Ricky's been wrestling with his son. They could do that version of the Rock and Roll Express.
True, but
I've never seen him wrestle. I don't know how experienced he is.
The only thing I'm not looking forward to with this match is Ric Flair is going to do a headlock takeover, and the crowd's going to chant, "You still got it."
Yeah,
like it's. I'm not looking forward to hearing that chant. That chant happens way too often for some people who just don't have it. It's just the age. Wrestling's freaking hard.
I should get that chant every time I get up from a chair.
All right. That's what I've got. Knock. I'll let you decide. Do you want to jump into the Impact trivia, or do you want to talk about Sasha and Naomi?
Ooh. Let's knock out the Impact trivia because you know your boy's gonna run through it, and then let's save Sasha for the last bit of news so we get everyone in here to talk about it. But right. Impact trivia is going live right now.
All right, Zach.
All right. Here we go. At 301 days, who held the X Division title longest?
I want to go Austin.
That's it. Austin Aries.
Yeah. That was a run where they developed option C and he cashed in for the world title.
Complicated ass option C. Next one. Who did Kurt Angle defeat in his debut TNA match November 16th, 2006 on Impact?
On Impact. Okay. He debuted in the King of the Mountain. That was on pay-per-view. He took out Samoa Joe, but that wasn't a match.
That was fucking cool, by the way.
That was one of the best debuts of all time. I'm gonna go. I think Abyss. Funny enough, there was a match. Eric or Zach, you guys watch House MD?
A little bit.
There was a House in the background. I was watching an Impact show, and it featured Angle and Abyss. So Impact is mainstream.
Because they paid them $20 and they can use them versus they paid WWE what hundreds.
Oh man!
All right, of course he's got it, and he's running through these. Joe cut a shoot promo on Hall for no showing the main event of Turning Point 2007. Who was Hall's replacement?
2007. Man, there were so many people that started no showing events. Like Scott Hall was not carried. Jeff Hardy at some point in his first run. I'm gonna go with Scott Hall's tag team partner, EY.
Got it again. Eric Young is the replacement as Scott Hall no-showed. And Joe was fucking pissed.
Oh, yeah. I remember this heavily because I think Kevin Nash had to cool him down. It was a lot of shit going on.
All right, next one. In 2008, she was ranked number 1 in the inaugural PWI's Women's 100.
2008? That was the year of the woman who had the biggest pop in Las Vegas, Double or Nothing. The awesome one. Awesome Kong, Tia Stevens.
Number 1 in our hearts as well. She's fantastic. Watch glow. Who are the current Impact Tag Champions?
Oh, the what's her name? Not the Iconics. The Inspiration, Madison Rayne and Tennille.
All right, extra credit. I just meant the men. Sorry, I should have put that in there.
The men? Oh, the Briscoes won. The Briscoes just beat VBD.
Yep. All right, got to see how in touch you are still with Impact. Who are the first Impact Men's Tag Team Champions?
Oh fuck! All right, man. We go back to the list here because we had America's Most Wanted. We had it has to be James Storm or someone. Hold on. The Impact World Titles or the NWA when there was Impact?
The Impact.
That's Team 3D. That's Team 3D. If it was the NWA ones, I think it was America's Most Wanted back in the day, but Team 3D for Impact ones.
Yep. Got it too. Give me hopes up. All right, next one. Individually, who holds the record for most Impact tag reigns?
So a lot of people don the name the Cowboy, but the Cowboy James Storm is one of the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time, man.
Cannot fuck with this guy. Unbelievable. Who lied about a dead grandma on TV's Survivor and then became a TV personality? I'm putting two of your favorites into one question, Knock.
Yeah, you got me on this one, bro. I have no idea.
Got him on one. Johnny Fairplay.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Anybody in chat get that one? Because I have no idea what that. What? That was a storyline?
No, he did it on Survivor when they had the
I didn't know that
when everyone gets to meet their loved ones.
Because they brought
him in for a while.
They brought in some girl from Survivor, Jenna something, and she fought Charbel in one of the worst pay-per-view matches of all time.
Yeah, he was a manager in TNA. So, anyways, I got two more. Who? I'll have to look at that. I forgot. Anyways, who oddly put over Impact in an interview with Goldilocks and featured TNA in his movie Head of State?
Head of State. Who's in Head of State? Oh, my boy, Chris Rock. Chris Rock, baby.
That's right.
Slap now.
Oh, they're going to go for Eric.
Keep WWE out your motherfucking mouth. All right, last one, Knock. Are you ready?
Let's do it, man. You got me. I'm disappointed you got me, but hey, you win some, you lose some.
1 in 20. I'm riding high. Who founded TNA in 2002?
Oh, come on. That's a give me. The man with the better theme song than Vince and Kennedy McMahon, the king of the mountain, Jeff Jarrett, was on a boat with his dad when he came up with on a fishing trip when he came up with the idea for the Impact Wrestling.
Sorry, what?
WCW was about to close. Jerry and Jeff Jarrett went on a fishing trip and said, hey, you know what? Let's put our talent and our resources together. Let's create Impact Wrestling and let's take it to the moon.
Son, I want you to take a look at this fish here. You see how it's floundering and flopping, barely surviving? I want you to make a wrestling company like that for the next 20 years. Make your old man proud.
Knock, great job to celebrate TNA's 20 years in the business. Dodging bullets.
Man. That was a good one. That was good.
Good job, everyone in the chat.
Did anyone in the chat get that one that Zach did? The Survivor guy?
I don't think so.
If LJ was here, maybe she would have got it.
No. But Colin Drage got most of them. I think everyone that he answered, he got right.
Nice.
Good job, Matt. All right.
Oh man.
Before we go on, let's jump right into two discussions actually. First one is super short because I think we all are on the same side. But before we get into these discussions, I love playing devil's advocate. I think that's the best way to have a balanced argument. So I might say some things that I don't agree with, but I think that's the only way to have a fair discussion about this stuff. So first discussion real quick. CM Punk has been wearing... Sorry, I'm trying to get the Impact thing off my screen. CM Punk has been wearing...
It's not a bug on your windshield, man. Come on.
He's been wearing some shirts about abortion rights. If
in
you
Texas.
Live in U.S. Oh, in Texas too? Damn, he's brave.
He's been doing it in Texas, man. He's been bold.
Damn, he really is trying to be a heel. So yeah, he's been doing all this, and he's gotten some heat from Jackson Riker, who we don't fucking care about because he's a POS. Ooh. Thank you. So my question for you guys is, so WWE, we know that Vince is more right wing. That's kind of why Jackson was the only one to not really get fired from that group for so long. AEW, I think we can see it's a little bit more left leaning. Is it okay for your boss to tell you, like, it's okay for Tony Khan to let CM Punk wear this shirt, but if Jackson Riker was in AEW, could he wear an opposing shirt? Could he wear one that's against abortion rights?
We'll say yes. I'll say he can, and I'll just say if you want the heat, go for it. Especially if Punk's wearing this in Texas and shit, go for it.
You did not? Okay.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it.
Yeah, because I mean, like, yeah, I guess what Zach said, you want that heat, get the heat, but like at the same time, I think it's pretty clear, like, I don't know, man. That's a tough one because, yeah, freedom of speech, I get that, and but like, I don't know.
Right. I mean, because at the end of the day, Tony Khan presumably had to green light him going out there with those shirts.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think Tony would green light Jackson Riker wearing the complete opposite?
Oh, if I'm talking as Tony Khan, there's no way. There's no way, and not even just like what he's saying. I think from a business standpoint, I don't even think Vince would do it.
Okay.
Like the way the temperature is right now, I think he'd be making a terrible business move. Just speaking on business terms, not even on what's right. Because if you're talking about what's right, then he should never do that. But I don't know.
I get you. I just wanted to pull out that little string, see if any world you could imagine, like I could almost see COIN doing something stupid. Because if Jackson,
I was literally gonna say that.
Yeah, if Jackson Riker, he probably got his invite already to go to CYN. He pops up in a shirt like this. Oh. It's gonna make front page headlines.
Yeah. What do you think?
I agree with Zach that if they want, because I'm sure Tony Khan agreed with it. that is tough because if I was the booker and I saw Punk wearing that, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, do you? I agree. But then if fucking Marco Stunt on his last day was like, I want to wear the opposite, I'd feel hard pressed to say yes, but I guess I'd have to because I let Punk say his views.
Yeah, see, that's the truth too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to go on Twitter and just say, hey, I let these guys say what they wanted to say. Take it to their Twitter page, not mine. And yes, Oliver Vergara, sometimes we do get a little political because we like to talk about the deeper issues in wrestling.
Yeah, we do. All right, let's get to the main discussion now. That was just a quick little something to warm us up. So, who wants to recap the story of Naomi and Sasha? Who thinks that they have all the details?
I don't know if I have all the details, but Zach, you want to go? Or
You can do it.
all right, I'm gonna take this one out. Your boy's running a little short on time, but Sasha and Naomi. So I'll talk about the smear campaign first. If you go on Twitter one day or you go on the internet, you'll see WWE putting out a public statement condemning both these women, both these black women, saying, "Oh, they're unprofessional." They let millions of people down. They did it on social medias and they did it on commentary on live TV. You're doing it to your babyface champions. And it seemed like they were trying to get ahead of something. It seemed like they were just putting out all this stuff, right? And then come to find out, the story is different. There's more to it, to the story. So Naomi and Sasha showed up before Raw started. They were there. And they handed their belts in because they were frustrated with the way the tag team titles were going. They were trying to they were trying to uplift Nikki Cross and Doudrop, not put them down or say they don't want to work with them, which was a conflicting report, which we saw. We saw that they left during the live broadcast, which is not true. They left beforehand. Corey Graves came out and tried to get ahead of it and say, like, he's not going to comment on the situation anymore. I think we all know Vince was telling him what to say. So it's kind of tough to be against him, but, like, I don't know, at the same time, man, you've seen Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee probably wasn't going to say nothing. So it's a lot of nonsense. I've never seen someone slander their talent like this at the level of Sasha. You know, Naomi as well. Naomi's been mistreated for a while, but it's like Sasha Banks to slander her like that. Charlotte went off script on television multiple times. Nothing. Who else was on there? I hate to say it, but Jeff Hardy literally walked out. You know, a lot of stuff has happened. You never hear that public slander from the company. So it's absurd to be seeing this right now.
Real quick, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Charlotte and Jeff because, yeah, we do have Jeff Hardy, Mustafa Ali, who, sat out, conflicting reports because there was one thing about paternity leave and then also him not wanting to be there. Neville sitting out for half his contract, basically. And Becky and Charlotte, like you mentioned, they've acted up on screen. So you're right. This is something that hasn't happened before. Sorry,
not to mention Charlotte and Naomi going crazy over each other,
right,
swinging on each other.
Exactly. So this is something that hasn't happened. There's a race discussion in there. If you go on Facebook or YouTube, you don't want to see the comments talking about that, but there's definitely a racial component to this. I will get your opinion first, not because you're running short on time. If you look at people like Undertaker, he is a big believer in it's Vince's company, whatever he says goes. So, is there a level of unprofessionalism since Naomi and Sasha just didn't do what they were told, that they are contracted workers and they just refused to do the job?
To me, like, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the way they handle it, if you go live, if you were on TV, on screen, and they pulled something, I can say, okay, that's a little unprofessional. But to try to do things behind closed doors before the show even starts, I don't know. I would not use that word, especially not publicly like that. Maybe behind the scenes, I'll say something to them, but not publicly like that. You don't do that publicly. We just talked about how terrible Tony Khan handled the Big Swole situation. This is fucking worse.
Oh, much.
And that was not an example, but I'm not defending Tony Khan on that because that was a bad handling of the situation. But you're in this position of power. You gotta Like you can't do that.
Right. Especially look at like Cole's spinning the story and what was it? Was it
then spinning a story like that, like it's crazy.
Right. I mean, literally having him go out there and say that they disappointed millions of fans, unprofessional. And there's even a report that Dave Meltzer, I believe, put out saying that they had zero sympathy, even though like that night you could literally see people in WWE tweeting support.
And that's the thing, we don't know all the details, but like the way it seems from what we know of the company, like I don't see how you don't support them too.
But that question I asked earlier, Zach, about do you think there's any level of unprofessionalism? What are your thoughts on that?
I'll get back to that after Knock signs off, but Knock, anything you want to get out on this, since you only got a few minutes left, and any questions, Eric, you got for Knock, just hit him up.
All right. Last thing I'll say real quick. Your boy Final Boss about to sign off real quick, but these two are going to hold it down for the remainder of the show. Thank you for everyone who jumped in. We got a lot planned for you this summer, man. We're talking about more games to stream, talking about more tier lists to do. We're here every week with the podcast. We thank you for your all support. We're getting so close to 700 people. That's what I got to say for signing off. But the Sasha Banks, Naomi stuff, I don't see them going to AEW. I did see a report earlier saying this is going to get much, much worse. I just think this is incredibly ridiculous from WWE to try to pretty much a smear campaign on them. I don't know, and I don't know all the details. So I don't know if they could have handled it better, Sasha Banks, Naomi, but I do applaud them for taking a stand. Mark Henry spoke out about it. CM Punk spoke out in support of these two women. It's like, and we're hearing more from the AEW side than WWE side. I can't fault them too much because you are in the contract. That is the place you work, but someone's got to speak up in support of them because if it was you, you'd want the support as well. That's my take on it. We'll see how it plays out, but I'm rooting for the Sasha and Naomi.
All right, Knock.
Your boy's signing off, though.
All right, we'll catch you next episode. Or if you're doing anything during the week, thank you.
Knock.
The best.
Peace out.
All right. For those of you watching, the screen's about to get a little weird. I'm gonna fix that in a minute. But Zach, that question I asked you about the unprofessionalism, seeing as they were contracted workers, anything to that?
If you were a contracted handyman and I told you some things that I wanted you to do, and you seemed that you showed up for work, and I showed you what you wanted to do. If you weren't comfortable doing that, you have the right to go home. So I'll just leave it at that. That's kind of what it is. You can say it was unprofessional to an extent because they could have just basically said, you know what, I will lose, and then we were going on a vacation. We're taking some time off because we don't like the booking. Have Dewdrop or have Nikki ASH win, and you guys can figure the rest out. They could have done that, but to be honest, you don't make big changes if you don't make big moves.
I agree with that. But just a quick side note. Do you remember you saw Clerks 2, right? Do you remember the scene where they're discussing the innocent people who helped build the Death Star? Or I believe it was Clerks 1. But yeah, the contract is like, if I have a bad feeling about a job, I just won't do it. That's just the vibe I got off of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it looks like you mentioned in our chat that their contracts are going to expire soon. They're going to end. WWE does not have any plans to release them though, even though they've suspended them, they've taken their merch down. But because AEW exists, they're probably not going to release them early. Do you see any possibility where Sasha and Naomi, everything's patched up and they go back to work?
I can see a scenario with that just because let's talk Naomi first. Naomi has that the whole bloodline thing, not even just storyline wise, but I mean she has that bloodline tie with the people who are main eventing SmackDown and pay-per-views continuously, and Carnage Rage and everyone else in the chat says that are going to join the bloodline storyline wise. I could see her coming back at some point down the line and joining the bloodline as a surprise. Because this is kind of like a first offense kind of thing, I guess, for her. And I think all the heat is really on Sasha. In Sasha's case, it's just very weird. Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, this is last time she took a mental health break. That was kind of like her saying she needed to get away from the company for a while. So she's definitely have some issues with that. So are we looking at like a CM Punk situation where she's just, gonna vilify? No, I don't know, vilify, but turn against the company because not treating her right.
I don't know. I can see her doing that, but also like from a businessman standpoint, I'd be pissed if I were Vince, and then I'd figure out the rest of Raw, and then I'd sleep on it a couple days, and then try to get in contact and talk and talk and talk. Because if I am a businessman, I'm going to look at what they did as they they may have screwed me over, but they screwed me over because they are passionate about this aspect of my business and they wanted to improve this aspect of my business. I don't think Vince sees it that way, but that's how I would see it. And I'd get over it probably in a short amount of time.
Right. The thing I'm confused about is that, so if we believe their side of the story, I didn't get to say this when Knock was here, that their side of the story was told through someone who we can assume is a friend of Naomi's. Sasha and Naomi, as far as I know, haven't come out and confirmed that story. It's just that Naomi follows the person who released that story. But if we follow their story, they left before the show started. Raw is constantly changing the script, like during the show. I don't think it's too hard to turn a 6-pack challenge into a fatal 4-way or whatever. Like I don't get why Vince would be so upset at a change of plans when, I don't know, he should be used to it. That's not how the show should work, but he does it.
Right.
I don't know. It's just a weird story.
It is the statement that came out that night. That was ridiculous. They were using verbiage they have never used before. They've never even done something like that on air when they had Corey Graves talk about it, when they had Becky Lynch talk about it. I think having Becky Lynch talk about it was very unprofessional, just to say the least, to have one of your talents do it. And to do it again on SmackDown. I listened through all of NXT 2.0 when I watched it. There was no tag team jokes. There was no anything mentioned about it. But then on SmackDown, when Michael Cole said about that, they let us all down and they disappointed millions and all. That was so, like, I'm not a big Michael Cole fan at all, but now I'm just like totally done with Michael Cole, because I'm not saying that about someone who's a coworker if I don't believe it. And if he does believe it, then he's a piece of shit. And if he doesn't believe it, he's a piece of shit for doing it.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they took time out of, they're almost admitting on air that wrestling is fake. I don't want to say fake, but I mean, that's the route they're choosing to go with this.
Said in the statement, it's a scripted television show.
Right. So yeah, I mean, the fact that they're doing this, there's a small part of me that's like, is this the greatest work of all time? Because there's no way that grown adults who have a million, if not billion-dollar company, there's no way they can be doing this. They're acting like this.
Slander.
Right. I mean, absolutely. And I don't know, if Sasha and Naomi's story is to be believed, I think they've handled it more professionally than any of the stories that we've covered in the past. People would just stay at home and wait out their contract, but they left before the show started, explained, apparently they had 2 meetings with Vince, and a producer yelled at them, called them entitled, spoiled, which, I mean, if that's true, that's crazy that producer hasn't been fired. But yeah, this is an interesting story that, I don't know. I wish, if that's how it went down, I almost wish more talent stood by them.
That's the thing too. I'm not getting into the whole like union thing, and wrestling needs a union and whatnot. That's a whole nother discussion, but you can at least stand by them and just show at least some kind of uniformity. You can literally nowadays say something on a cellular device through a piece of shit called Twitter or any other kind of application you want. And if you all like join together and say stuff on there, you can make your boss walk around the halls feeling uncomfortable rather than you yourself or your coworkers walking around feeling uncomfortable.
I agree. Wrestling, man.
So they have about 2 months left apparently on their contract. So even if they do freeze it, you're looking at the fall and then maybe 90 days after that.
Right. And I mean, if they do freeze it, it's been shown before that WWE contracts are very flimsy in court. And I know most reasons most wrestlers don't go through it in court is because of the time and the money. I have a feeling Sasha could take that bullet. I think Sasha, if she really
Sasha's
wanted
got
to,
the money.
yeah, maybe she can even help Naomi through it. But
Yeah.
last thing I'll say about this, maybe you can help me remember this story because it's been so long since I've thought of this. But wasn't it Ultimate Warrior who literally held like one of the titles up for like because his contract was ending or something? And remember this
He
story?
held Vince ransom for money right before he was supposed to go on SummerSlam.
Right.
While SummerSlam was going on, music was about to hit. Hey Vince, FYI, I want this much more money. Now, to that degree, we had so much hatred. He had a hate DVD made about him. So I mean, that's still childish Vince still exists. So he hasn't grown old. He hasn't been the wise king that we just hoped that he would transform into. He's still the petty Vince. Again, these two women were passionate about your company, wanted to do something with lower end tag titles that you don't really care about. They brought you storylines that your writers hadn't. This isn't the worst angle in the world that they said no to. And it was TV time for everyone. But the fact that they said, no, let's build a division, let's do this, should just show that they care. He could have just been, everyone could have been cool. All right, go home. We'll figure this out. We'll rewrite Raw. We'll figure this out. We'll get back in a week. That's all that they could have done. All this hate stuff is just so disgusting.
Right. Well, I mean, I get the feeling at some point this week we'll get an update because this is still an ongoing story. Who knows? Maybe even tomorrow they'll address it on. I hope they don't. I really hope they don't. If they're gonna go down the same road, I really hope they don't. Um, I doubt that they really have 8 teams that they can fill a tag tournament with, but we'll see what happens tomorrow.
I don't even think they should have the tag belts anymore. I think they should get rid of them in the same vein that I don't think people should be reselling to other people the house from Amityville Horror. They should just get rid of it. It's just bad news, and that's how I see those tag titles now.
Yeah, that was my biggest worry with the tag titles. Was like they don't care about the division. They're not gonna book it properly.
No, and you had two women who were the champs that wanted to book it properly. So I don't get the whole the slander. Like we called it legally, it is slander. And Noob and Co. I know you're ignoring the story, and a lot of people are. A lot of people are getting way too into it. Again, like Eric said, in social media, but we just wanted to cover it, give our point of views because it is two people that cared about something that wasn't cared about in the company, and they just got treated like shit for it. So
Yeah. All right. This was something I forgot to cover in news and rumors real quick, but apparently, all is not gravy in AEW's backstage. So, I apparently a source, you'll never know who, but a source described AEW's backstage as chaotic and lacking structure, frustrating in regards to booking as talent don't know finishes or booking until close to showtime, redundant finishes and angles. Source claims most talent are pulling their hair out, not as bad as WWE, but not pleasant. So the fact that that person said not as bad as WWE, that makes me think that that is an ex-worker there, like someone who switched over.
yeah.
I think that rules out anyone who was on NXT also, because I think NXT was run properly.
Yep.
So I'm trying to think who that could be on the main roster. But I've seen.
Could be someone like Mark Henry.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I didn't even think about like a backstage person. That's true. This does give some. I personally don't think there should be any writers in wrestling. I know you said that you should have some to help structure. This definitely gives points towards you. I think AEW might need someone to take the reins with that.
I mean, just they can be work from home people too if you want them. But AEW did a really good job for a long time booking its own things. It's just now you got way too many cooks in the kitchen. I can't remember who just came over. I think it was Keith Lee stated on how much freedom they had with the matches and everything like that. Again, it's different. Indie guys are different from guys who are working for corporations. Both AEW and WWE are working for corporations. AEW is working for Warner and now Discovery as well. WWE is working for Fox. They're working for NBC Universal. They're working for other companies that aren't just them. So you gotta You got to keep that in mind, especially with the upfronts that we had this week with the networks. AEW was billed as from Warner Discovery as the top get for advertisers on Wednesday nights.
I get you. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, they're gonna have to get structure eventually. If they're gonna be if they're gonna be pitched as Warner's big show, then they can't be so free flowing anymore.
So let me ask you this then. So I don't know if it's Red Moon that Tony Khan just trademarked or whatever, even if it's not called that, but with ROH, since ROH is different, even though Tony Khan seems to be doing storyline angles now, if ROH was mainly just wrestling, would you think it needs that structure, or you think it's just fine and you sell it as wrestling?
I mean, that's a tough one. I guess I would just make it the wrestling. I would almost want it to be what NXT was for WWE. Even though that kind of means that your main roster program is lesser. But yeah, I think I would just have it as wrestling. I don't know if it needs the structure as strictly as AEW does, as much as Dynamite does. I think also because I'm imagining ROH isn't going to have 1 million debuts in a week. So I don't think they would need it.
Right.
All right. We're at the 1 hour 6 minute mark. Zach, I'll let you choose if we're gonna head to promo school or if you want to play a quick game. If you don't, we can
Play a quick game because I had YouTube for a dually for promo school. So
okay. Well, do you have this on YouTube? Do you have this open on YouTube already? Because we're gonna play a little word jumble. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a word. It is scrambled. You are gonna have to put it together.
Okay.
All right. First word is going up. Play along in the chat. Let's see if you can get it before Zach does.
just like Courtney Cox's character in Scream, I got like a 5-second delay, so I might get murdered.
All right. Whenever you get it, just let me know.
Okay, kayfabe.
Okay. That's faster than the delay. Next up. Next word's up. Give it a second.
Let us know in the chats too if you're watching anything fun or got anything going on. I just watched that old movie. It's on HBO Max, that M. Night Shyamalan movie last night. So,
Oh, okay.
Eugene.
Yeah, that's correct. First ballot Hall of Famer. Next word's up. It's a two-parter.
Come on, word.
If you know in the chat, go ahead and let us know.
This is a tough one.
It's really 2 words, but
Okay.
if you need a hint, let me know.
I need a hint.
All right. You can find this under the ring.
Steel chair.
That's correct.
Nice.
All right. Next word's going up. While it's loading, I had this up for I think I still have it up on the promo school graphic. But who has AEW CM Punk passed WWE CM Punk promos yet?
If he's definitely passed CM Punk after he came back from Money in the Bank.
Okay.
El Hijo de Vikingo.
That's correct. Next up.
Are you excited for Hangman vs. Punk?
I am. I've actually heard a lot of people give varying answers. It's not one-sided. People don't know who's gonna win.
Reaper's Pit.
That's correct.
Nice.
And all right, penultimate one.
Ultimate Warrior. Parts unknown. That's where you get sent to when you search for Naomi on www.com.
I just remember seeing this. I guess someone called like a 30-second question with Cody. and he asked him, "Parts unknown or the cosmic wasteland?" That Stardust thing is gonna follow him forever.
It is. I think people should purposely not ask him about it. Evolution.
That's correct. And
Evolution is a mystery.
the last one.
Yes, Carnage Rage Roderick Strong needs to go. They are not doing anything with him.
He does. Would you put him with the Undisputed Elite?
You have to if he goes to AEW just because they like to reference all that old stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh. Chokeslam.
That is correct.
All right.
All right. Zach got all of them right. Congratulations. That was Word Jumble.
Nice.
With that, I'll toss over to you. I know you said it was a two-part thing, but do you still want to try in promo school? Or do you want to? How you want to do this?
So basically what I had, maybe we can do it next week if he's here, but I was going to be Vince on the phone, and we're going to play hype man / pass the baton. So one would be Sasha, one would be Naomi, one would be the hype man in the background while one's on the phone, and that's what it's going to be.
Okay. Can I toss out then? I had an idea for us for promo school that I didn't know if it would work, but basically I was going to give us different scenarios to impersonate. So for example, like Dusty Rhodes finding out that he's actually not the son of a plumber, but the son of an oil tycoon. What's your best impersonation there?
Ooh, daddy. Ooh, daddy. I'm Rich, son. I'm Rich, daddy. You're not my kids. Go away. Oh, that is Rich. Oh, my God. Let me get in my libero on and drive away, if you will. Children, no, you're not my children. Go away, please. Please, Dusty, I don't know you. Go away, please, children. Oh, my goodness. I'm not the son of pork and beans. What are those? I'm eating steak, daddy, with all zood, if you will.
I mean, this as soon as he becomes rich, he's abandons his kids.
Yeah. You have to share pork and beans with kids, animuses. That's a lot to do.
What other one was there? There's another one I had just for you. I think it was Macho Man discovering that he has the world's last Slim Jim.
I gotta like picture where I'm gonna be if I have the last one. A supermarket, my house, the Slim Jim factory. The last one. I'll just say like he knows he has the last one. Like
Right,
Slim Jim was just like we're going out of business. This is it.
They presented it to him.
Yeah. All right. This is the Slim Jim. It's time to eat the last Slim Jim. I've been saving it since 1993. Yeah. All right. Oh, can't touch it. Save it for another 30 years, Randy. Save it, Randy. No, it's so good. I gotta snap into it. Yeah. Ooh, let's take the don't, Randy. Don't put it above your mantle and save it, Randy. But it's so good. The spices and everything is nice. Yeah. I can't eat it. I can't. I was trying to think. There's a Twilight Zone episode where this guy, like, the world goes into explosion. He can finally read books because people stop nagging him, and then his glasses break, so he can't read books. I was trying to type that.
Classic. All right, I'll give you one more. It was Ric Flair giving his presidential speech. He's just won the presidential election.
Oh man, I really can't do Ric Flair with my neighbors right now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Be a little courteous.
Okay, actually, okay, I have one that should work then. Mojo Rawley in a library.
So you asked me to be one loud guy, and now I have to be another loud guy.
In a quiet
All right,
situation.
Mojo in a library. Mojo in a library reading. Give me a book that he's reading.
Green Eggs and Ham. That's what Mojo's reading in real life.
Eric, I don't know what's going on, but that's exactly what I had in my fucking head. All right, he's reading it.
Fair enough. I really like that.
He's been told to be quiet enough, I'm sure.
Fair enough. All right, that was Impromptu Promo School. Thank you all for watching this week's episode. I thought it was a fun one. We got to talk about current news. We're finally done with Impact. 20 years too long, if you ask this man. Just make sure you hit the subscribe button. We've got some plans in the pipeline. We're talking about doing live Q&As. Zach is doing some gaming. I want to get WWE 2K22 and just play that because it looks like this is the one that's actually good. So I might do that.
Yeah, 15% off right now, or 30.
Oh, okay. Not on PS5 though. I think that's still. Oh really?
What was last week when I looked?
Oh okay. They might have changed it. I looked today. I saw the full $69 price.
Then it's back.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely subscribe. And anything you want to add, Zach?
This week, I think I'm going to do part 2 of Tony Hawk Part 1 and give you my summarization of the whole game as a whole. And then later on, late this month or early next month, I will do part 2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Part 2 live on the channel and play it from start. So loving that. And also, who was it? Someone in the chats this weekend mentioned if we're going to do anything for the 3-year anniversary of Dynamite this Wednesday, Knock and I are going to do a live review after the show. So tune into that. So again, make sure you hit subscribe and be a part of that. It is live. We take your comments live. So definitely do that. But I think on the show, I think the 3 of us can come up with something to celebrate 3 years of AEW Dynamite, just like we did 20 years of Impact.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. But yeah, definitely check out the reviews. They're fun. Zach will watch Rampage live. I think we're going towards a live format. It's just so much easier and so much faster to do. So subscribe so you can know when we're going live. With that, Zach.
And also the video game stuff is Q&A stuff. So ask questions, anything you want. I'll have the screen up this time, Carnage, so you won't disappear.
True that. With that, Zach, where can they find us?
They can find us, and I'm serious with this, all 3 of us standing behind Naomi and Sasha Banks. Again, big changes don't happen if you don't do big moves to make them happen.
Completely agree. Thank you all for watching. See you next week. See you during the week. Just make sure we can see you because you guys are a part of this family. Stay safe.